But that right there is what gets somebody to eat this duck. If you were, this thing is gonna be medium. Get this, none of them burning. Look at that. Those potatoes been cooking this whole time. Years is, believe it or not, if you add lemon pepper. All right, guys. So Jamarcus wants to know how I do this duck and potato thing, and duck for me, which is right here, is literally a protein that people I think overlook. So you either like it or you don't understand it, or you've never cooked it, and you probably never tried it. And only at better than average restaurants is duck oftentimes on the menu. I think back now, most restaurants don't have duck as an option. And then even when I worked at North, the duck risotto, I think it was a duck risotto, it was seasonal. And I had a $32 plate every day. So Tommy cut me off. And I was like, damn, I haven't had duck in almost probably 10 years. And so as I got sick, I said, man, I gotta learn how to cook more meats. Let's go back to the basics. So duck, as you know, it has a good amount of fat on it. And then it's got some good protein. And get this, it can be cooked medium and borderline rare. That thing could be so pink you thought it just came out the field. This duck came from Wild Fork. Normally you paid about $7?
Yep.
$7 for it. I'll let my meat get to room temperature. I'm gonna season and let it sit. Normally I'll let it do it for 20 minutes. But I know I didn't suit flavor, didn't make a sauce if need be. But duck potatoes, very simple. I'm gonna chop this stuff down, cut this stuff up, season this duck, walk you through it, and then you can cook. All right, guys, so I'm about to season the duck, man. And duck, as I said, it reads like steak. And so you can season it like it is a steak. You can season it technically however you want. So I'll let that sit on that fat part real quick. Now, a lot of people don't like fat on things, but this right here is smash seasoning. It's got some pepper in there, and literally, it's got some salt too. So it's almost like a blend. If you use Kinder's, that's another good one. But I don't overdo the backside. The other side, what I like is easily some garlic powder. Don't go heavy on the garlic salt. You're gonna double down on this seasoning right here though. And then another trick that I've used and learned over the years is, believe it or not, if you add lemon pepper seasoning to some things, it adds that final, like, man, what's that flavor in there? And it's that final little touch that you're looking for when you are trying to add some flavor. So if something has a salt component to it and you want it to have a little bit of bite and you're not seasoning it with a bunch of like lemon or lime, add some lemon pepper seasoning, especially if you're already using salt and pepper, and it'll literally enrich the thing. So that was just 3 seasonings. That's the simplest way I could do this. And then the other thing sometimes I would do is use some type of vinegar, which is balsamic, or this right here is a grape vinegar. So anything dark is gonna get the game out of something. Duck doesn't have a lot of game, so you don't have to worry about that. Simple pepper. You don't wanna use like a red pepper on this, because those red peppers, after a certain point, they'll burn in the pot. So I'll turn around and use black pepper just to make it a little bit more bitey per se, nothing crazy. And then I'm gonna start cooking these potatoes. So this pan, washing it clean. I normally let the potatoes get to a sticking point. So a couple different types of potatoes. Some render out water first in a sense. So you cook the moisture out, they start shrinking. And then some start sticking to the pan. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like the red potatoes. I like russet potatoes specifically. Jamarcus asked why I was chopping it this way. Cooks relatively even. I want it all to get to the same place at the same time. You guys eat onions?
I do. He doesn't though.
Okay, so I won't put them in there then. Normally with potatoes, I'll add onions, mushrooms, just bring it all together. That way you feel like you're getting something hearty. You can double down and do some cheese stuff here, but I'll let this get to where it dries out and you start cooking slightly, and it'll basically burn one of the sides a little bit, and then I'll add the oil. Normally I cook unsalted butter, and the butter itself, put it right there. Nice little dab of butter. Butter itself starts melting, then I'll roll it all around. Next thing you know, one of the sides gets really brown. And right before the potatoes are basically cooked, I'll basically season them. So right when they become a little translucent is when I'll invite the flavor, aka all the seasoning, salt, whatever I'm doing. Just depends on what I'm doing. A lot of times I don't use a lot of salt. I like these Kinder's things. So this says spicy garlic crunch. I'll smell that. Sometimes I'll taste it. I can do that. This right here is a sweet tangy one. That one's good. It's smoky. I could have seasoned the duck with this as well, but this right here will go crazy good on some chicken wings, man. Chicken wings with them jokers they have. Whew, my goodness. another cheat code that I use is these McCormick packets. And oftentimes what'll happen is these would be $3, $4, $5, sometimes $2, $4 and some change. These are $1 and some change. So they've got a couple different flavors and you can build around them. My favorite, as everyone knows, is mojito lime. And the beauty about the mojito lime is I can use tahini seasoning, mix with some lemon, some lime, add some seasoned salt because that actually doesn't have salt. It's more of a herb and earthiness to that lime. Definitely marinated in some lemon or lemon juice or fresh lemons is what I'd like to use. And then I'll turn around and just build flavor around the base of that. So you taste those things, say, okay, what can I do to enrich this? And a lot of times it's the doubling down on mesquite, or you can pair this mesquite one with like a barbecue seasoning. So mesquite has good flavor, then I'll enrich with barbecue seasoning, then I'll add some brown sugar. You gotta know flavors though to bring this all together, and this is the start of something very simple. Duck doesn't take long to cook, so your carbs, especially potatoes, and even if I started white rice, a rice cooker still gonna give you about 15, 20 minutes in the rice cooker. It's not happening fast. So I would tell you to encourage you to take your time with this stuff. And the beauty about the fat left over for this is you could turn it into a sauce, cook it down, make a vegetable stock or a red wine sauce, whichever you prefer. Balsamic glaze. I've got this is a pomegranate glaze in here that would go good with this as well. But this is when you like elevating something for somebody, like a pomegranate sour. You add some brown sugar to that and a few more things. You're like, man, that's pretty tasty, man. And it is. So stay tuned as there we go. Now they say, you know, the old folks say, now you're cooking with grease. So you basically want to put that oil in, and avocado oil is ideal right before it starts sticking. So these things, you can't feel what I felt, but I knew that it was starting to get a little sticky. And already you can see some of it starting to become see-through, like that one right there is a little see-through. That's okay. That's what I'm looking for. Eventually they'll all become see-through, but I'm gonna let these burn. I literally let them burn like an Usher song on one side. And then I'll turn around and I'll show you how I season them to finish it off. So stay tuned, people. This ain't the whiskey page, right? It's just for you. All right, so this right here is not a hot pan, guys. This is not hot. This is not hot. It's not on. Thing about duck breast is you want to let it render out its fat slowly but surely. Now, these duck breasts aren't actually as fat as I'd like them to be. But they're good still, all right? And I literally get me some and keep them there. So I turn up to 4 and let it cook slow. And you want to see that duck breast literally begin to shrink. So once the breast starts shrinking and the fat starts taking over the pan, that's when you flip it. The beauty about this duck breast, here's the trick. You can actually burn the fat side. And not burn it, but you'll scorch it, it'll be blue-black. Once I see this fat shrink, you actually can't burn, in my experience, the meat side. So I can keep cooking the meat until I get it to a temperature. I like 123, 124, 125, depending on who I'm serving. But I like it medium. And for me, once it shrinks up, it's perfect. So I think Jamarcus and his son, they can eat it medium as well. So I'm not going to undercook it and I'm not going to overcook it. I'm going to cook it to where it's almost cooked all the way through. Just enough. But I would tell you to Google temperature so you can see what you like. Do not be afraid to eat no pink duck. You see some pink in that duck is good to cluck away. You just keep mowing that joker down. The potatoes, they're all getting translucent. So that's when I put this on, because with duck breast, be it it's a high protein it's a good protein with a good amount of fat, you want to let that rest too. So I never let it rest. I cook it and cook that thing right open for the guys. They're like, oh, this is amazing. And we never had that problem here. But because I want to take the potatoes right to the edge of kind of charred in a sense, I put that on because it'll take 7 minutes for that thing to rest, and even more importantly, it'll take a good amount of time just to cook it too, but it'll still cook fast. You can cook a steak in 7 to 15 minutes. Like realistically, you want a good medium steak, I can cook that thing in about 7.5 minutes, depending on how that pan is. That's the facts. And then the last 3 to 4 minutes, you put it in the oven at like 400. So I'll go 400, and it'll basically bring all those juices together with the cast iron skillet.
So you don't preheat your pan when it comes to like searing the duck. You always,
No.
So you do it.
No, because the fat will burn.
Okay.
So that right there is super fat. Look at that fat there, bro. That's super fat. If I had already preheated this or put it in oil, now I'm frying duck.
Okay.
So it'll be like, you don't want that. I want this thing to slowly render out its fat, and this also brings all the flavors together. So all the flavors that I put on the other side and I put on the other side, it's all like marrying and kind of like cooking through. So it's good.
That's those little things, because that's what I was curious about. I would have turned the pan on and dropped that thing on there personally. But no, that makes complete sense when you say it like that.
Yeah. And that's why you put it in right when you start seeing these things get borderline translucent. You can see through them. Now I'm like, all right, there we go. But DeMarcus asked a question too about when I would add the onions and the mushrooms. Now I would do that because it doesn't take them too long, and I don't want to cook them down so far that they disappear or they get blue-black as well, or just char away. So I cook those things right when it's at the edge, both mushrooms and onions, so you always have that texture there whenever I'm making food. So they're 3 to 4 minutes, especially when the pan's already going and there's oil or butter, and they're pretty easy to bring to a non-raw state. They cook relatively quickly. So guys, I don't have butter unfortunately, but I'm seeing that sear there, and this would change colors to almost a more brown if I had butter. If you don't have butter, I don't necessarily like frying potatoes in olive oil, but it will do for this evening. So what you're gonna see is, as I season this, now this is slap your mama. Don't slap your mama. It has some salt to it. You taste that, but there's a salt. So that salt, I only season the front layer and around the pan. So a lot of times, they say, man, how did you got to get those super salty? I only season the top layer. This is garlic powder. I want to see that pan change colors. And then this right here is a roasted garlic and herb. Another thing that has some salt, but more flavor. And again, butter would bring all this together and soften some of those flavors as well. Last but not least, you guys can eat pepper, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just know you said you didn't want it too spicy, right?
Yeah. It'll be fine.
And pepper ain't gonna be spicy, guys. This is not one of them. But that right there is the final kick. Now, mind you, these potatoes aren't gonna be amazing. They'll be tasty, and they'll have some flavor, but they're not your like boom. And mind you, if I don't see the seasoning I want throughout the whole thing, then I'll add some more. But the beauty about it is you literally can season. You can always add salt. That's the trick. But now look at those potatoes. They went from looking like regular potatoes to like some seasoned potatoes. Just that fast. Almost every part of the potato on every side. And all you saw me do was season one side. So I'm not a person who likes a lot of salt. So I don't cook with a lot of salt. But I like to add flavor, and flavor in itself takes time unless you know what you're doing. And so now everything's seasoned enough, and the beauty about it is Mark's like, hey, you need some more salt? He can add it. I cooked them. I like it. This is for him and his son. So I'm not going to overdo where I'm like, ooh, I could do a little bit more. I can deal with it. But if I were to add one more component that was like a little different, I'd add something that had more flavor. That grilled chicken smells good, man. These seasonings, man, I'll tell you, they get...
What's that?
Oh, so this is the brown sugar, honey brown sugar seasoning. And what that'll do is turn around and add a little sweetness to the potatoes. Especially if there was like...
I can smell it.
Yeah. Especially, and mind you guys, I'm telling you right now, if this had butter in it, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can
The butter would be...
Man, those still look crazy. Just for no butter.
Yeah, the color and the things are good. Now, what you're seeing too is, see the cast iron? This thing's rendering out that fat. I'll take a look at it. See that blackening right there? That's when it's like time to switch it over.
Man.
Yep.
You just flip this, so how much longer you let it sit on the side after you flipped it?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
It depends on what you do, what you want the temperature to be. Right now, I mean, I could set a timer for 3 minutes. And if you want, I'll do it that way you can see, and it still won't be perfect. That's the beauty about it is duck can cook like a steak. We've got one of the sides, and here's the trick. See this fat right here? This fat isn't rendered properly. So the other way to finish and make sure the duck is completely like just smoking, as Jim Carrey would say, put it in the oven. The oven's a good place to finish something for 3 to 4 minutes, 5 tops, when you're cooking it to medium or rare. Oh, not rare. Medium or medium well. And if I had that at 400 and I was like, I'm gonna cook this now until I see this protein tighten up. So right now, this is still too stretched. That one's gonna cook faster, so I can technically rotate these two. This side's cooking fast. Oh, bless you. I wanna see this meat tighten up, because anytime that we're doing something that a protein is going to shrink, because you're cooking out fats, waters, all that stuff. Look at these potatoes. These are two different potatoes. And the only thing for me that's missing is, how about that, again, peppers, all types of colors. Yeah. And that would give you some more like relief too. But this is those final touches so you don't char your seasoning. You can still see the seasoning on there. And the flavor's gonna be okay. Yeah. There you go. All that kind of pepper, all kinds of fun stuff. And sometimes in this stage too, especially if I'm still cooking like a protein or a duck like that, I'll turn around and add just another pinch of butter. And that butter sears it off a little bit, crisp it up a little bit more. Flavor's crazy on it. All right, guys, so Jamarcus doesn't mind eating his at medium rare. Did they know that I started the 3-minute timer? I started that 3-minute timer. Again, we looked at our fat. We saw that it was searing something serious. So in Jamarcus's case, I think his son will probably want his a little bit more cooked. I'll take his out and let it sit for another 3 or 4 minutes. This timer's about to go off. It's off. Timer's off. So I believe, let me see. Now the beauty about duck is, see this one's still there. I know. I know. Now see again, this right here, duck, this is just seasoning. Like I told you, it's very difficult to burn this duck, man. So it gets bruised like that right there. It looks bruised, but when I tell you it's seasoning, you borderline, you literally, it's so hard to burn duck, man. That's why I also like it. Because even in its burnt crispy state, it's just crispy and good. So I'll set another 3-minute timer, because duck's one of them ones where if they're not familiar with it, they'll be like, yo, are you sure this is okay? And I'm like, absolutely. All right, guys, 13 seconds, man. 10 seconds, ain't counting. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and take both duck breasts off, because I'm seeing the tightness. And this thing still gonna be medium watch. That thing is gonna be medium, so I'm gonna cook this one a tad bit more. Just a tad bit more. Sheesh. And I'm gonna show you something too, guys. You almost, when you cook potatoes like this, only because I've been cooking potatoes so long, get this, none of them burn. Look at that. Those potatoes been cooking this whole time. This burner's been on. And not one potato's burned. Not a lot of people who can do what I do when it comes to potatoes, man. I'm a potato king, and I'm working to become a potato master. I don't know which one's bigger, the master or the king. I guess the king gotta go see the master sometimes. But those potatoes, this pan is hot. Those potatoes been cooking this whole time, literally, and not one of them has burned. That's what I always love about cooked potatoes. And just proper cooking like it. You know. I'm not turning it off. So as long as we've done this video, I started them before this video in a sense. Just chopping them, putting them in there. I think you turned it on when we started.
Yeah.
The potato started the episode.
Yeah, when you were chopping them down? Yeah, I got that.
So this whole time, those potatoes been cooking and not one potatoes burnt. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you can eat yours medium, so you don't mind.
Yeah, no, I don't mind, yeah.
Perfect. All right, well, here's our test. Ooh, you know, this knife is actually really sharp, guys. So give you perspective. Now, normally this, again, needs to rest. This needs to rest, but I'll cut it from back here. Look at that thing. I told you. I know exactly. And then this is the one that's been cooked well. But that right there is what gets somebody to eat this duck. If you were like, hey, I don't know if I like duck, it's too pink. That right there is right at the cusp of being perfectly cooked. Depending on who's eating it. Now, 3 minutes ago, this would have been, this whole thing on the inside would have been completely, well, more pink. So I have what you call feelers, no thermometer. And this one right here will have a good amount of flavor. As you can see, it's been cooked to I think more of the liking. They'll like it better like this. But I normally have mine a little bit more red. But if you saw any red or pink on chicken, you'd be like, I'm not eating that.
Yeah.
So it don't even matter.
Yeah. And I could have done a medium rare. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that there's still juice just flowing out of that.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that was going to happen. That was the point. So, as you saw, heated the pan up. Once I saw the duck begin to slowly shrink, I turn around. I did that, guys, so I can bring it all. I actually like it when it's rustic like that. And then you turn around and you layer this duck in here somewhere. Boom. And now, of course, you'd want someone to, yeah, that right there is good duck. And again, this one cooked a tad bit longer, which again, I think his son would prefer it to look like it's been cooked. Pull that thing out, same thing. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, man.
Oh yeah, he'll be fine with that too.
And again, guys, this is you saw time wise. I let it heat up and then did 6 minutes. If I pulled it out 3 minutes earlier, for me it would have been perfectly cooked. And the juice is crazy on this.
Yeah. Really pour that over the top of his.
Oh yeah, I would. If I was you. We'll get another plate. We always play one and paper play the other. But objectively, you want it to look literally like this or a little bit lighter. And we'll do some more duck episodes, but duck is by far one of those things that I don't want to say perfected, but cook in a way where if you never thought about it or tried it, you go, okay, I could do that duck. And then no waste no juice, man. Not no duck juice. Yeah, there you go right there. All that duck fat that's all flavor right there, man. You like this. Let me all.
Yeah, boy.
And there you have it, guys. That right there is duck. We'll get you Marcus's perspective. I'll start from the other side on that, but that's duck and potatoes all in what, 20 minutes?
Yep.
Take care of you. Well, I guess keep it whiskey. All right, so he's sitting down, tasting some duck goose.
Look at this piece right here. It's calling me. Some potatoes in there. Even potatoes will just have a. Ooh. And I've had yours with all the veggies and all that stuff mixed in, which is fire too. But even this, just as simple as it is, still so good. And that duck fat that you drizzled over the top, game changer.
Yeah. And again, guys, you know, Jamarcus, he's eating a lot of the food. And, back in the day, people say, man, he just he's a guy who's telling you it's good. I'm like, when 7 people show up, 10 people, 15 people show up, and I'm cooking all that food, and everybody says it's good, that's not happenstance. And literally, the duck is something they go, that might be the best thing I've had in 6 months. And it's that simple for me.
Man. It's almost like a combination of like steak and chicken, but like just super flavorful.
Which is why I like it. So again, guys, I have AG1, I believe. I need to go see a doctor, but for sure, if I eat beef, I get sick I just get parvo. Imagine dog shooting blood. It's like parvo to me, so I can't do it. Therefore, it forced me to educate myself and challenge myself to do new things, make things more fun, and try new proteins. We walk past them every day in the store, and they're right there, and they're affordable. They're super affordable. Like that was $7 for that duck breast. So imagine you take your kids to get food, and all you have to do is spend $7 on a duck breast, and then $1 or $2 on a piece of potato, and you could have got a bell pepper or onion for another $1. So you $8 in on a meal that took you 20 minutes.
And steak, beef prices are crazy right now. I was looking at 2 strips and 2 ribeyes the other day. I mean, bro, 20, 30, 40 bucks. And I'm like, dang. But yeah, these duck breasts, $7 a piece.
Yeah. That's the point. And I normally keep, when I go to Wild Fork, guys, I normally keep a few in the fridge or in the freezer for me, because I'm like, you know what, I think I'll do a duck breast. They unthaw relatively quick, so I'll take them out in the morning, look up, season them at night, cook them in the same amount of time you saw me cook them, and then turn around and have me a nice little duck meal, which is good. Which is good.
Crazy duck salad, all kinds of stuff with this.
Yeah, you could do some duck stuff.
For sure.
You can duck it up for sure.
And I used your phone number to make sure you got them points too.
Oh yeah, but you know what's sad is they don't give you nothing there. It's sad.
That's crazy. What?
I know.
They asked me, do you have phone numbers? Oh yeah, I know he does.
Yeah, and I asked her that. I was giving the girl a hard time, but she's like, "Oh well, you know." I said, "No, I don't. I thought it was gonna be a deal or something." So
Yeah.
she said, "Well, you get the coupons." I said, "But I ain't never seen a coupon come up on no venison." She was like, "Yeah, well, they're not gonna do that." I said, "That's my point. Then I want the good stuff. Don't give me no coupon on no pork."
No.
But anywho, man, any other thing you wanted to know about the duck and why you chose to make the duck or you wanted duck made?
I just wanted to make because it's something different for my son to try. He
Yeah.
had a piece of it the other night. I told him it was steak. He ate it. He's oh man, this is so good. And then after the fact, I was like, hey, you know that was actually duck, right? And he had no idea. And he was like, he enjoyed it. And I asked him, I was like, yo, if I had tried making some duck, would you eat it? And he was like, absolutely. So just trying to get my son to explore more because I don't want him just to be a chicken finger kid or anything like that. But Trev, thank you so much. And I'm definitely going to watch me and my son enjoy the rest of this meal.
There you have it, man.